I was living in hell and there was nothing I could do to escape. About 2-3 years ago, my family and I were about to leave on a holiday when about 6-7 hours before our flight, the doorbell rang. We opened the door to find a family friend of ours who stood there with a bag in one hand, and with the other she held onto the pushchair of her beautiful 7-month-old daughter. Now this woman, her face was bruised, her eyes bloodshot, her hands trembled and her legs shivered. Her mental and physical conditions were too painful to even look at. And guess what? This woman had been a victim of domestic violence. The person who supposedly loved her had also beaten her. The person who supposedly respected her had also isolated her. The person who supposedly cared for her had also humiliated her. Now, I want you all to imagine, just for 1 minute if you can, put yourself in the position of those 1 in 4 women and 1 in 6 men who go through domestic violence every single year in the UK. I want you to put yourself in the position of that woman who left her home with her 7-month-old child and put herself in that vulnerable condition. And I want you to imagine starting a relationship, a happy relationship with the person you thought you loved and the person you thought loved you. But over time, you notice changes. You notice changes in the way they may speak to you, changes in the way they may treat you or your children. You notice them raise a fist as if to hit you. You notice them throw an object as if aimed at you. You notice explicit and implicit threats. You notice the mental and emotional manipulation. You notice the twisting of your words, the loss of your self-esteem, the torture and the loss of your friends and family. You notice the blame, the humiliation, the cursing, the ridiculing, the abuse, and the mental pain. And you sit there thinking to yourself, going back to the quote I said at the beginning, I am living in hell and there is nothing I can do to escape. I am telling you all this because there is something that can be done to save those victims, to save those who are facing domestic violence. We need to raise awareness, fight back, and show domestic abusers that domestic violence is something that is not acceptable in our society. So that one day, those victims can say, I survived. I was in hell, but I escaped.